Welcome to the next episode on the great Padam composers on Prayatnam's YouTube channel. Vaggeyakara. We've been using this term to address the great composers. So what does this term actually mean? Vaggeyakara means those who both write the lyrics, Vag, and compose music, Geya, for their poems or their songs. The Vaggeyakaras are classified into three types as Uttama, Madhyama and Adhama, or the superior, middling and lower. An Uttama Vaggeyakara is one who is the author of both the music as well as the Sahityam. All our great ancient composers are Uttama Vaggeyakaras. Their music and Sahityam just flowed simultaneously and spontaneously. A Madhyama Vaggeyakara is one who is the author of the music and has appropriated the Sahitya of another composer. An Adhama Vaggeyakara is one who appropriates the music of another composer and inserts his own Sahitya. Among the Uttama Vaggeyakaras, the trinity of Carnatic music, that is Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshitar and Shama Shastri, who hailed from Thiruvarur, are very well known. However, the Sirgari mover or the Tamil mover, Muthu Tandavar, Arunachala Kavirayar and Mari Pillai are not as well known. They belonged to a much earlier period and contributed significantly to the growth of Carnatic music or Karai Nadu Isai, that is, the music that flourished along the coastal regions. Muthu Tandavar is the senior most of the three and is believed to be one of the architects of the Kriti format that we follow now, which includes a Pallavi, Anupallavi and Charanams. Tandavan, as he was called, belonged to a Isai Velala family that traditionally constructed and played musical instruments for temples. When Tandavan was very young, he was afflicted with an incurable disease. Unable to follow his family's profession, he found solace in listening to the songs on Lord Shiva that were sung by a Devadasi called Shivabhagyam. But he was shunned by his family, who eventually stopped feeding him because of this act of his. As a result, he lived by partaking the temple prasadam once a day, which weakened him further. One day, while worshipping, he found himself near the room that contained the Vahanams of the Lord, and he crawled in and eventually fainted. No one knew he was there, and soon the temple was locked. And when Tandavan woke up, he realized that he was locked inside the temple, and he cried out aloud to the god, Brahmapurishvara, asking him for help. Soon the temple priest's young daughter approached him with a vessel of food. She fed him and asked him to go to Chidambaram and compose one song every day on the Lord. When Tandavan protested, saying he could never find the words to sing so many songs, the little girl asked him to use the very first words that he heard from the devotees as he entered the temple. The child then disappeared. It was dawn, and when the temple priest and the guards came and opened the temple, they just could not recognize Tandavan because he was so effulgent and radiant, like the mother of pearl, and that's how he got his name, Muthu Tandavar. Muthu Tandavar realized that the girl who came and fed him and blessed him was none other than goddess Lokanayaki, the presiding deity of Sirgari, who had come in the guise of the priest's daughter. Muthu Tandavar then began his journey to Chidambaram, an act that would soon become a daily routine. On the first day when he reached the sanctum, he heard the words Bhuloka Kailaya Giri Chidambaram, and he used these very words as the opening lines of his very first Kriti that he sang in Ragam Bhavapriya in Mishra Jampatalam. And as soon as he finished singing, 5 gold coins appeared on the steps below the deity, which he took as the Lord's reward for his composition. Muthutandavar gratefully accepted the coins and also found that he was cured of his illness. He then continued to compose daily at the temple. But one day when he entered the sanctum, he found that there was complete silence. No one spoke, and he waited patiently, hoping that someone would say something and he would get the first words to start his kriti. But all the devotees were silent, and Muthutandavar could hear only his heart speaking, crying out in despair. And thus came the composition, Pesade Nenjame. Realizing that his dependence on the words of others had ended, he began composing on his own. Once, on his way to Chidambaram, he was bitten by a snake, and to cure himself from the poison, he composed Aru Marundundru Tani Marundidu in Mohanam. Another day, the river Kollidam was in spate, and Muthutandavar could not cross to reach Chidambaram. And out of sorrow, he sang Kanamal Veenile Kalam Kadithome. The speciality of this song is that it gives a beautiful description of the Chidambaram temple. The river then is believed to have subdued, and he is believed to have reached the sanctum and sung Darisanam Sevene. Muthutandavar continued to compose songs like this every day, and it is believed that in the month of Avani, under the star of Pusam, he is believed to have gone to the sanctum and sung Manika Vachagar Per Yanakku Taravallayo Ariyen. A great light is believed to have come from the sanctum, and in that light, Muthutandavar was gathered into the arms of the Lord and thus became one with him. Though Muthutandavar is believed to have composed a song every day, it is very unfortunate that we have only around 60 kritis and around 25 padams. Among his kritis, there are many famous ones that have been adapted to dance also, like Adikondar and the Vedikkai Kana Kan Ayiram Vendamo. And one of his famous padams is Teruvil Varano. The padam that we are going to see today is about a foster mother addressing the heroine. We know that in padams, the general characters that feature are the Nayaka, Nayaki and the Sakhi, or Talaivan, Talaivi and Tori. But there is a unique feature to Tamil padams where there is yet another important and interesting character, which is that of the Chevili Tai, or the foster mother, who happens to be the mother of the Sakhi. And more often than not, the Talaivi is much closer to the foster mother or the Chevili Tai than her real mother, her biological mother, or the Nattrai. In this padam, Ittanai Tulambaramai Nee Oor Tirindal Enna Solluvargaladi Oorar. The foster mother asks the heroine, if you wander around on the streets like this, not caring about your modesty, what do you think the people are going to talk about you? Being born in a family that adheres to good conduct, if you just go around like this wandering here and there, what will happen? This is not right. This is how the Chevili Tai addresses and advises the heroine. Now we shall see Ittanai Tulambaramai in Ragam Dhanyasi.
இத்தனை தூலாம்பரமாய் நீயூர் திரிந்தால் என்ன சொல்லுவார்களடி ஊரார். இத்தனை தூலாம்பரமாய் நீயூர் திரிந்தால் என்ன சொல்லுவார்களடி ஊரார். இத்தனை தூலாம்பரமாய் நீயூர் திரிந்தால் என்ன சொல்லுவார்களடி ஊரார் இத்தனை தூலாம்பரமாய் நீ ஊர் திரிந்தால் என்ன சொல்லுவார்களடி ஊரா ஆடு தின்றாலும் எலும்பை கூடவும் கோர்த்து கழுத்தில் ஹரமாக பூணுவார்களோ ஆடு தின்றாலும் எலும்பை கூடவும் கோர்த்து கழுத்தில் ஹரமாக பூணுவார்களோ ஆனாலும் என்ன சாடு செறிகளில் அளவாணி போலலைகிறாயே தையலே இதென்ன நேரோ கூடியவரை கொடுத்தவரா குலத்தில் கடையில் முளைத்த மனம் கொண்டபடி எல்லாம் முழு சண்டீத்தனம் ஆகவேதான் இத்தனை தூலாம்பரமா கூடியவரை கொடுத்தவரா குலத்தில் கடையில் முளைத்த மனம் கொண்டபடி எல்லாம் முழு சண்டீத்தனம் ஆகவேதான் இத்தனை தூலாம்பரமாய் நீயூர் திரிந்தால் என்ன சொல்லுவார்களடி ஊரா